Welcome friends, LostScarf here, and it's time for the one-shot, and today I'm going to show you a very interesting, special kind of game. It is Burly Men at Sea. This game fills a certain niche, a niche that I didn't even consider until I played this game. I like this game. This is by Brain&Brain. It is a $10 game on PC and Mac, but a $5 game on mobile, so iOS and Android. And I'll tell you right now, this game, it fills one niche, and that is story time. Like, oh my god, this game would be perfect to play with a tablet and just have story time with your kids. That is the niche this game fills. Also, if you just want to have a little cute adventure, you'll have it here. I like this game, and the way the gameplay works is click and drag. So you click, drag. They got little fishies over there. I drag over here. A bottle. Click on it. And the adventure begins. This is a beautiful game, and the music's pretty nice as well. I really like the atmosphere of this game. Oh, what's this? Calls one of the fishermen. Some kind of rubbish in the nets. Just picture this with your kids, or if you don't have kids, with yourself. Useless sea chart, grumbles the hasty one. Nothing on it but our own island. A map cast to sea without purpose? Must be more to it, argues the steady one. The brave one brightens. A mystery! Aye. Folks in the village may know something of it. We should head back. So this game is part point and click and part drag to click, is the best way to put it. And it's just... this is a game that would be great for a family. That is just what I feel. This would be a sweet game for a family. So, where I want to go, I can go to the left, drag over here, and they'll start walking over here. I drag to the right, they'll do the same thing. And we talk to the different citizens in this town. So we can talk to the blacksmith. Now, a nice thing is you can click on a bunch of different items here. You can click on these things, make noises, click on the fire, and click over here, well, drag over here, and there's this guy. Blacksmithing. Hey there. The man glances up at their approach, then returns to his work with a grunt. Mind if we interrupt for a moment? Shouts Steady Beard. See, we caught something strange this morning, and we thought you might know something of it. It's mysterious, adds Brave Beard. There's a brief pause as the man stops hammering. He grunts, they wait. It appears he has nothing further to add. Yep, so go to the next place. Click on the door, pulling out. We go on over here, let's go to the next place. We're gonna go see the baker. And of course you can click on things here. You can click on, let's see, the fire. Click on, I don't think there's anything with the apron. You can click on the bread. I don't think the bagel does anything with that, just that bread. Okay, so over here. Hello, baker. How's it going? Well, if it isn't the brother's beard, can I do for you fellas? Steady Beard prepares to speak, but the question is intercepted by Hasty Beard. Know anything about maps? We found one. I am no ordinary one, exclaims Brave Beard. It's mysterious. The loaf-shaped woman continues working silently for a moment, then pauses to look up. Mysterious, is it? Afraid I'm not the imaginative type, boys. We're old friends, the ordinary and I, she concludes, returning to her work. Well, I can't read right now, jeez. Okay, go over here. You know, maybe don't have me read to your kids, I'm just gonna give them dyslexia. Holy crap. Let's go to the next place, let's go to the barn. This is a touch I like. Click on the chickens. Okay. And sometimes they lay eggs. And what comes out of those eggs? Little chicks. Just the cute little chicks here. Back to the cow. Braybird sidles over to the chewing cow. You wouldn't know anything about mystery maps, would you, old girl? He pretends not to wait for an answer. Alright, let's get out of here. Just picture this with kids, you know? Like, just reading a story with your kids. That's how I feel about this game. It's just right for that. With yourself, if you're, just a teenage boy or girl, or young adult, don't have kids, this is just a sweet little story to play. A sea chart, eh? The young man shrugs. Can't say I know much about them with these landlocked legs of mine. Old fella next door in the coffee shop might have answers. So we go over to him. And so we'll begin our adventure. Just want to show all the other characters. Here we are. 3 little seats. You can move the books around. And here we are. Another burly man. Oh, I gotta click him. You'll be wanting a drink and a seat by the fire, I expect. The men cast a dubious glance at the tiny stools before complying with a shrug. Behind them proceeds a friendly whir of mechanical sounds. The old man soon approaches with a steaming tray. Single origin, espresso, roast it myself, he declares. They stare blankly. He sighs. Coffee. Relaxing, the men sip cautiously, eyes widen. Now what have you found? He chuckles at their stunned faces. Observation, that's all. Folks come in with questions and yours is plainly rolled in your hand. Steady Beard grins. Aye, then you are the man we want to see. He unrolls the parchment between them. I'll lean in. The old man deliberates for a moment before speaking. Seems what ye have here is the variety of map that brings about adventurous deeds and heroic feats. Hey! Greybeard leaps from his seat to pound Steadybeard on the back. But there's nothing on it, remarks Hastybeard flatly, eyeing the old man. The old man grins at his skeptical look. Aye, it's a worthwhile adventure that begins with the unknown. This map has tales yet to tell. He turns to walk away. Ho there, what sort of tales? Calls Bravebeard. I've done voices, I don't know. That depends, replies the old man, on what sort ye choose. He crosses the room, disappearing through a doorway behind the counter. And he's gone. Steadybeard coughs awkwardly. Neat. Guess we'll be going then. Thanks for the espresso? He tries. There's no answer. Alright, time for adventure. And we're gonna go on the first adventure I went on in this game. Which was just interesting. So this is a branching story game, which is like, make your choice. Just picture this with just groups, like just you yourself playing, but you could play like me with a stream, I could play and have the chat decide where we go. Or with your kids, they decide where you go. Stuff like that. To adventure! Adventure! I like the music a lot. Sea rats, remarks Hastybeard, squinting. What do you reckon they're after? Steadybeard frowns. I don't like it. Has the feel of mischief about it. Mischief away, grins Bravebeard, loosing the sails. And oh crap! Yup. This happens. Now, at each point in this game, you have to make a choice. Well, you have to figure out the choice. And we're about to run into the first one. It's dark inside the whale, but the men appear to be intact. A flickering ring of firelight cuts into the darkness before them. They happen to be over here, so we bring them over. Click on them. Join us, friends. From whence do you come? Asks one of the nymphs. We were sailing for adventure and heroic feats when this colossal whale fellow scooped us up, explains Steadybeard. It's really very discouraging. A man can't properly have an adventure at sea indoors, adds Bravebeard. Be calm, friend. Imagine the wave. Become the wave, advises a second nymph. The others exchange mellow glances, nodding approval. Can't say I follow the sentiment in that remark, comments Hastybeard. But if you'll advise us how to hop off this vessel, we'll be on our way. The great barnacle one brings us to a place we could not go ourselves. But those unwilling may depart through the fountain of the faithless, adds the nymph, gesturing sadly toward what appears to be a hatch. And our ship? She can't fit through that. Fear not. Once the great barnacled one reaches the place of promise, he will open wide the gate that all may go out as they came in. So either we escape with no ship or wait for the creature to open his maw. The nymphs nod grandly. Time flows quickly in contemplation of the Great One's splendor. He who chooses the path of waiting is welcome here by the fire. Greybeard's face shows alarm. I think we'd prefer to look around first. The nymphs begin to sway, but all is darkness beyond the circle of Great One's love. You must first seek the enlightenment of... Found it! Interrupts Hastybeard, grabbing a torch from the fire before them. Love that joke. Alright, so we can venture off and go to the blowhole, or we can stay inside the whale. We're gonna stay inside the whale. The men fidget for a moment as Steadybeard clears his throat. If you don't mind our intrusion, we'll wait here with you fellows. Sit, friends, for those who follow the Great One, there is no mind. Aye, there's plain. Aye, that's plain, grins Bravebeard. The three men sit. Their sons and nymphs begin to speak in turn, so we can still walk off if we want. We don't have to stay just yet. Within the Great One, there is only to be. The Great One encircles us in the circle of all things. The Great One's kindness is as, and now we've made our choice. Genetically modified potatoes, the men begin to nod off, now catching only pieces of nonsensical exchange as they fall into a deep sleep. Biodiversity. Final stop, please exit through the front with your belongings. This is so cool. Look at that transition. That is such a cool transition. I love that transition. Those long-haired imps let us sleep through our stop, complains Hastybeard as they sail out into the sunlight. Greybeard merely shudders. May as well see where it is we have stopped anyway. This is my favorite part. Right here. This is only one of the many adventures you can go on in the game. Right now we've taken this path right here. And this path leads to my favorite thing. This is my favorite surprise. So you just walk around and you wander until you click on the right thing. And you need to click on Mr. Bird. Oh, I went too far. Click on the bird. There we go. And then this happens. Oh, snap! Great lumping land rats, exclaims Bravebeard, edging away. Stop! The voice is deep and aged as the earth itself. Men and rock stand staring at each other, at one another. Moments pass before the creature speaks again. You are small. Something about the naivete of this statement seems to ease the men. You're rather large yourself, tries Bravebeard hesitantly. Thank you, rumbles the small mountain simply. Such a cute mountain. Would you like a flower? I'm quite good at flowers. Oh, we don't want to be a bother, begins Hastybeard, in fact. But the creature is already turning. Oh, it's a cute mountain. A cute mountain creature. Or maybe I will fetch 3, rumbling happily to itself. The geological oddity thunders away. The men breathe sighs of relief. I just picture that surprise with kids, right? Oh, go to an orphanage and read this story, Doodle-ma. As we go over here now. And now we're running to our boat. But I have done it! I have fetched a flower. The men turn reluctantly from the enticing safety of their boat to face the returning earthquake. Gently, the massive stone fist places before them what appears to be an upended tree. Why, thank you, gushes Hastybeard, elbowing the snickering Bravebeard. What a nice flower. The big creature beams. Such a nice creature. At this point, we will make our choice, and we choose to click on this. The creature's shoulders slump. Dejected, it has wilted. You know, I think I saw another on the far end of the island, suggests Steadybeard. Why don't you go... I will fetch it! Threatening, the mountainous being turns once more to thunder away. Or maybe 3, Hastybeard calls after him, grinning. Quick, while we've a chance, whispers Hastybeard, leading the way to the boat. So they get the hell out of there now, because it's a giant thing they don't want to deal with. And off they go. Bye, Mr. Mountain. Aww. You can visit him later. When you restart, you can visit him later for if you want to do the adventure to meet him again, you can. And he has multiple things that happened with him. So now we're going out to sea. And we don't have any control right now. All we can do is look around as we're sailing. We could also just sit here instead of looking around. Ominous music. Quite ominous. I don't like the looks nor sound of that, worries Steadybeard over the distant rumble. Rather be fetching flowers with that walking rock pile on dry ground. Here it comes. The rain! On cue, a shower of rain tumbles over them. Suffering squid livers, howls Hastybeard. Will be sunk. They bail furiously, but the downpour is relentless. Through the eerie gray, they seem to hear the faint keening of wordless song. Mermaids! So now, this is kind of like a puzzle, not really. You have a choice. Follow the mermaids, or close the route. And my first time I didn't understand, so I closed the route. So here's what happens when you do that. The men have little time to wonder at the sudden calm before rain closes about them once more. The boat begins to weigh heavy in the water. Curse it, she's a gunner, shouts Hastybeard. Best grab something that floats. Clinging to wooden barrels, they watch their beloved ship sink into the depths. I love the presentation of this game. Gradually, the storm slackens and passes into the night. There's no sound now beyond the hollow brush of wooden wave. And now, it's just a couple burly men. And so they swim to the right, because it's always to the right. Sonic rules. Mario rules. All platformer rules, unless it's a Metroidvania. To the right. To what great mystery do we swim towards? Really like the music in this game. Just great presentation, great atmosphere. I really enjoy it. And so, the newest mystery arrives. Hello there. Well met, bearded travelers. The voice is deep, musical. Hello, stammers Bravebeard, wonder apparent on his face. You've seen much this day, she continues smiling. The men nod, unnecessarily. Yet you have not seen all. She peers at each of them. Other paths lie untrodden, behind you. If it is in your hearts to seek these paths, another day awaits. Hastybeard clears his throat nervously. Pardon my interruption, ma'am, but we've no longer any true vessel with which to seek them. Lost at sea she was. The silvery laugh ripples the water around them. You have traveled far without her, have you not? But do not be troubled. That which is lost may yet be found. May we meet again at the end of another path. Inclining her glimmering head in farewell, the creature slips silently away into darkness. Her words seem to linger, leaving them quiet as they drift on in the fog. Now, I've done 4 paths in this game, and you run through every time from what I can tell. And I'm curious what happens when you do every single path. But I restarted the game so I can show you guys the game from anew, because After you've done this, whenever you retread the same areas, they have different lines because, well, it would be weird if they acted like they've seen something for the first time after they've already been there. So some of the lines do change if you go to the same places. Like that big rock mountain, new lines happen if you talk to him. He's like, hey, my buddies are back, basically. So you can visit that big mountain if you want again. And there are multiple paths with him, just like there is with everything. It's a whole branching story game. There's quite a bit of replay value to the game. And here we are, moving on. You can click on these thingies, click on the birds. They make noises. They also move around. Keep going. And another bird. There we go. You can make these birds fly around if you want. Like so. It's on the moose. There we go. Make the moose shoo him off. Keep going. I am curious if there's any hidden things you can click on. I've clicked around for a lot of things, but I'm not sure about that. And just keep going over here. And look at this. An orange door building. Click on it. But look where we are. Well, let's keep going. Thought you'd find your way to that door eventually, the old man greets them. The familiar has a way of making itself new when you look at it sideways. Never seen that path of the island before, I bet. The men shake their heads. Still have the map, he questions? Steady Beard nods, silently passing it to him. Look at that. We did things. I see you managed to find those adventurous deeds, and did ye meet her? Aye, Brave Beard is first of the brothers to speak. Magnificent she was. Like the Shajorm of, however you pronounce that, of old tales, but she told us we've more to see. Aye, it'll be there when you're ready for another go. The old man gestures to the books. These shelves are full of tales like yours, and all with paths left untrod. There's a twinkle in his eye. I even contributed a few in my time. You see, he continues, what's left unwritten in one story can fill others. If you've the inclination to sail again, have another look at that shelf. There you go. Burly Men at Sea. Steadybeard reads aloud. Not a bad title, that, but what's all this numerical business on the spine, and how did... He gives them a sly look. There's another mystery if you've the curiosity for it. I'll reveal that in a second. And one last thing, continues Old Man. I don't mind telling you now that I was the one who sent your bottle to sea. I've another to be tossed out for the next curious soul. Will ye do the honor? So he hands him a bottle, and they go out. And what do? The end! Alright, so this game is made by Brooke Condolora, our nomination, and David Condolora. They are a married couple. This duo made this game. This is their second indie game. They made another game about a dog, so if you're interested in that, there's a story about a dog. And I really like this game. It's a nice little short game, but it has multiple paths, so you can do a couple more runs as well. And I like it for one niche, and that is storytelling. I like it for that. I think this would be great for families. I highly suggest it for families, or to share with nieces and nephews, grandchildren, whatever. Just sharing it with the youngers, this would work out great. Or just having this little adventure for your streamer with your viewers. I think that would work out pretty well as well. I think this is a game that's meant to be done with others, not just yourself, but you can still do it on your own and have fun with it. Everyone's got new dialogue now. You can talk to them. And here is your boat. You'll learn from the baker that her and the blacksmith found the boat and they fixed it up. We'll just at least have that conversation. Alright, here we go. Talk to her. Hi there. Sure glad to see you boys back in town, the woman greets them, grinning. Knew you wouldn't be away long when your boat showed up without you. She turns back to her work. We tidied her up a bit, the smith and I. I think you'll find her seaworthy if you've any further mysteries on hand. So there you go. And just go back out the door. Whoops. Going right back out the door. We have to go back to the cafe for something. Now, here is something I find kind of ingenious. Once we go back to the cafe, you'll see what I mean. And that is what that code is about, the numbers on the book. This I find kind of ingenious, because I kept thinking storybook, storytelling kind of idea, right? And then you go back to him, and he'll tell you this. Thought you might be back, Nazi old man. Have another look if you like. So here we go. Hasty Beard removes a small card from the book, squinting at it. Enter code at burlymen@sea.com/mystery, he reads. Sounds like a load of bilge to me. Here's what happens. Take that code, you put it in that website with that code there, and it creates, it gives you that exact story that you went on, and you can actually buy the book of it. They're going to sell hardcover books, apparently, of your little adventure. So I'm wondering how much that's going to cost, because right now, because I'm recording this before release date, I don't know what that price is. So you yourself can find out if you buy this game and just see that. And you're like, okay, so I got this little story now, and you can have that for memories or for just reading it with your kids or young ones that you know. That's a thing you can do. I like that, because that's exactly what this game would be perfect as. Like a choose your own adventure picture book would be great, and it is. That's exactly what it is. But you can also have that exact story that you had. If you really liked it, you can buy it. That's a very interesting idea. I don't know how well it'll work out, but it is an interesting idea, so I feel like it's kind of genius in a way. And that is the game. After you can just talk to the people and everything, and you can go on another adventure. But here's how they feel the first time. She's coming back to us, exclaims Hasty Beard, and more lovely than we left her. Courtesy of Barnacle Transport Service, Inc., reads Steady Beard from a notice on the side. Why, that great blubbery bellyache did us a good deed. Apparently the whale brought it back. And so, we go off on another adventure. That right there is the one shot. $10 on PC Mac, $5 on mobile. I had fun watching. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun, things come by, and see you next time.